you sometime later.
Okay,
So
okay,
I'm
no
not worried
problem.
about the marketing aspect because we are getting a lot of people who are reaching you
Okay.
out. So I believe in kind
Mhm.
of teaching people more than that. Sorry if I was being a little blunt, but that's how I
Not a
am.
problem, not a problem, not
Thank
a
you so
problem.
much. So let's move on to some consideration for lawyers of how they can make rain and what is missing. Networking with lawyers, another way, Rahul. Network, go to these sessions where lawyers are present and let them know this is what you do. Very important, a fantastic business card. Now, this is where technology comes in. Do you know your business card can have that little scanning ticker on it, wherein people can just go to your website? People don't have that on their business cards. Trust me. What do you call
The
that, Anjali? What is
QR
that thing?
code,
Huh?
QR code, QR codes.
QR code. Look at that. Bilegal software has the answer. The QR code. So these are tips where lawyers, I'm giving you simple tips where people are losing out on business. You have this outdated business card, you're not carrying your card. One big mistake. Anytime when you are somewhere, you're a new lawyer, carry your business card. Another reason, folks, please don't be disappointed when one lawyer takes your case. You know why? Bottom line is you made a friend, his case is going to come to you. Never fight with other lawyers. Another rule number 2 for young lawyers, because everybody who thinks and when they get that first case or that first 10 cases, I'm going to teach the other lawyer lesson. You're wrong. People living in glass houses should not throw stones at others. Write that down, folks. If you're a new lawyer, write that down. Don't file complaints against lawyers. Only if the guy's conduct is egregious, please do that, because do not destroy the profession. Because you already have hundreds of heads watching you. You have the judge watching you. You have the client watching you. You have the bar committee watching you. Your social media. Your life is not easy, lawyers. And I know you all do a tremendous job. Keep that in mind as a pointer. Now, you got this client coming into your office. He wants to apply for adjustment of status. Fantastic. You took over the case. What should you do when it's your first case? First thing is get a retainer in order. And this is meant for junior lawyers too, because they've asked me to talk. My apologies for senior lawyers. And even senior lawyers forget the value of a retainer. Limit your service, please, folks. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen with senior lawyers, you guys don't make a lot of money because you are giving a retainer which is not specific in nature. And now this client is asking for the moon because he said that you promised me that you're going to fight my case for the next 90 years. Thank you, attorney. You're a senior attorney, I respect you, but your retainer was not done in the case properly. Spell out your responsibilities in the retainer. And one other mistake which a lot of lawyers do, and I've seen this happening a lot, the client did not understand your language in the retainer. Welcome to the club. Did you have your retainer drafted in Spanish? Did you have your retainer drafted in Bengali? Did you have your retainer drafted in Polish? No, you're learning today, folks. And that guy is a fantastic case before you. Give me my money back. I did not understand the nature and consequences of my actions. Remember that. I did not understand the nature and consequences of my actions. Read jurisprudence if you want to be a good lawyer. Read the Constitution. Read evidence. Take trial courses. Then you'll be a fantastic attorney, folks. You should know the definition of hearsay. When you are in immigration court, learn to object. I object all the time, and most of the times, I feel lawyers don't object. Admissibility of evidence. The government attorney comes up at the last minute and he's producing a document. You have the right to object. And most lawyers don't even object over there. And that's what I'm teaching you today. Let them know that the document is late. Do you know there's another rule in evidence that even the government should be giving you the evidence in advance before they produce it before the court? How many of you object to that? Because with due respect, judges are fantastic, but some of them don't even know the rules of evidence. And I've been able to basically, even get documents wherein my client would have been in trouble, suppressed at times, file a motion to suppress in immigration court. How many of you have done that? And one other thing which I've seen is, I'm sure I'm going to surprise you today. Rahul, there are lawyers who might have not even used polygraph evidence in the courtroom. It is admissible. Who said it is not? Don't be, I would say, like embarrassed to come up with creative ideas in the courtroom. Therefore, learning from federal, decisions is a fantastic way for all of us, including Naresh Gai, to basically create a wonderful impression before the court. Be very polite to the judge, folks. Be respectful to the court clerks. Respect the system of the United States. There's nothing like being a humble lawyer. You can be very powerful in the courtroom, but be respectful and humble. And judges do appreciate that and have every high regard for every judge. And there are times wherein I don't know. And I'm upfront before the judge. I'm so sorry, judge. I don't know this. Can I get some assistance from the court? And even the government attorney will say, I appreciate you being so humble. Let's work together, because nobody knows everything in the courtroom. So you're not alone, folks. This is a teaching lesson that you all are going to remember from Naresh Gai. Rahul, your next question. I can't hear you.
Rahul, I think you're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. So we did touch on federal litigation as another component of immigration law. What do attorneys need to know when practicing federal immigration, and what kinds of cases are they often going to be bringing in federal court?
All right. The reason lawyers are not taking up federal courses because they don't have any handholding. And they take these CLE sessions and all. That's not going to help you completely. When you're filing the document, or the clerk of the court may call you and tell you your document is returned. What are you going to do? My legal software can help you with that. They'll tell you, okay, it doesn't need it, and you're good to go. Federal cases are fantastic cases. A simple example is, I'm telling you how easy it is. Your client's case is stuck for a long time before immigration. So you need to know 28 U.S.C. 1361, mandamus from the back of your head. You should know the law from the back of your head, unreasonable delay. Look at unreasonable delay. Look at the APA, Administrative Procedures Act. Fantastic, you got a 10,000 in your pocket, straight up. Need some handholding? Get in touch with Anjali. She'll have one of the researchers work with you. You're good to go. But you should be admitted to the federal court. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and money by not being admitted to the federal court. And the government makes a settlement. Your client is happy. And remember, in mandamus cases under 28 U.S.C. 1361, always let your client know. See, again, ethics comes into the picture. The judge will request the government to make a decision. The decision may be in your client's favor or may not be in your client's favor. So now, if you're dealing with an adjustment of status application, make sure that there are no adverse factors. Make sure that your client is adjustable. Make sure that he doesn't have a serious criminal record. Make sure that he doesn't have any fraudulent record. Read the matter of Marine. Read the matter of Array. You should be a walking book in the courtroom, folks. That makes you an attorney. You should know the law from the back of your head. And then you go for a mandamus and you made it. And then the second low-hanging fruit, which a lot of lawyers don't do. See how they lose money. Because the client came in, and you know what the lawyer is going to do? I'm going to write a follow-up letter. Getting nowhere. Because the government will tell you that background checks are pending. Now, what you did, you have this existing client, you made another retainer for him. You're making money. What did you do? You're making money. Now, you're an employment-based immigration attorney. Now, you want to branch out into deportations. Get a fantastic website company like My Legal Software can help you with that. You put it up in bold letters. We do this. And you'll automatically see, it'll take a good 3 to 4 months for you. You'll see your first client, second client, third client. You're a matrimonial lawyer. You're scared. Start with citizenships. We will help you. Look at the forms in My Legal Software. And they will help you. And make sure that exactly you take things to the next level. And use the customized form from there. And get in touch. Oh, I got my first matrimonial lawyer sitting in the office. The client is asking him, ma'am, you got me the divorce right now, and I got my green card. Can you apply for my citizenship? She's going to say, well, I have this friend, John Doe. He does immigration. You lost a simple 2,500 case here. Just because you, and by the way, The cost of the software may be around $2,000 for the whole year. And look at this. By having a licensing agreement with them, you got that hand holding and you made 10 cases. How much did you make? And there are not many services which are offering you this service at the back wherein you have a rep who can help you with simple questions and answers at times. That can help you to grow a practice. New lawyer comes out, passes the bar exam, cannot find a job. Get in touch with My Legal Software. Then give me a plan that you take care of my website, take care of my SEOs, take care of my, my stuff that I'll get clients. I need some handholding. We cannot give full-time handholding, but if you want an experienced paralegal, they have that too. Experienced paralegals are provided by My Legal Software too, who know immigration law. And nowadays, people have been reaching them out for virtual paralegals. That's also available. And these people are lawyers actually who are doing it. Takes you a long way. Another thing which I feel is the importance of you, and how many clients have we handled? Around 17,000 odd. I'm being perfect out here. How did I grow my practice? I use technology very well. I make sure that my website plays an important role. The other thing which I feel that lawyers are not good at. Lawyers are very good at wasting money on advertising. Excellent. They'll create all these pamphlets and they'll distribute it in the community. Someone comes to the office. Oh, I'm having this magazine come out. Don't advertise in those magazines, folks. How many of you actually open a magazine and read every page over there? So you wasted those $3,000. Oh, your name will be there. We'll put you on a website. They have 100 other people there. Invest in SEOs and digital marketing. We get tremendous leads in our firm, and MYLS helps us with our digital marketing too. We get tremendous leads out there. But remember, folks, not all the leads are good. Let's be honest. But even if you convert 3 out of 10, you're a winner. And that, imagine in a personal injury software that you have GP speed, general practice speed, which is good for personal injury, for divorce, matrimonial lawyers. You got 3 clients, what else you need? And that's what they do for us. And I've been good with them. So end of the day, try your bets. And there are no guarantees or anything in life. What we also want to make that clear. But you should take the initiative to take things to the next level, Rahul. And how do you become a brilliant lawyer? Because as I said, I love to coach lawyers. And after 1 minute, I'm going to give the floor to Anjali. She's been like, Naresh has just been teaching. Learn the statute, folks. Statute is very important. Then get into the regulations. Then get into the adjudicator's manual. One site which I love is uscis.gov. Keep yourself updated with the latest Supreme Court decisions. For example, the recent case that came out is the Madhav Patel v. McGollett. Very sad to see that a case law, it's a 5-4 decision from the Supreme Court of the United States. It's basically, it's something that I'm very disheartened to see, that they're saying that, judges should not, immigration is completely discretionary. Not a good decision for us. Read Supreme Court decisions and read the circuit court decisions. When you're taking up your first asylum case, be very careful. You have to know what is past persecution. Now, when I speak to lawyers and ask them, what is the value of past persecution? Of course, with the highest respect to senior lawyers, they know the answers. But mid-level lawyers, I don't know. You don't know because you did not read the law properly. The burden of proof shifts on the government. That's 50% of the battle won. And you should know what is credibility. People don't understand what is credibility. Then the law on the point. Third country does. Same thing applies when you're doing employment-based immigration. You're doing your H-1B. And basically you have this guy. Now look at this H-1B case we are handling. That came to our firm, Gay and Associates, recently. Company tried to double its chances by having 2 or 3 different companies. Straight, all the companies can be locked down. If there's an USCIS audit, be careful, folks. You all, including Naresh Gay, needs a lot of handholding. And the good thing about My Legal Software has become like a lawyers community when we all talk to each other and we get answers and we work together. The legal community is becoming good with us. Anjali, now it's your time. Sorry if I was teaching a lot. I want lawyers to do well. Of course, MYLS is important. But for me, giving the right knowledge and giving the confidence to lawyers, that you all have a lot more than you could imagine is great. At Gay and Associates, we also do labor law. Folks, imagine how many areas we practice. Thanks to Rahul, because the software helps us a lot, Rahul. The software is the key. Your website is the key. Your networking by going to bar associations is the key. Your relationship with your existing client is the key. Your referral business to your existing client is the key. Your business card is the key, which we don't do, folks. But all those things are very important. And remember one other thing, folks, wherever you are, dress to impress. Dress to impress. And have a fantastic office, a beautiful office. And even if it's small, get a designer to just do some basic work. Then spend a lot of money, but you did create an impression, folks. And talk in style. Your paralegals is very important. We'll talk about that. Anjali needs 5 minutes now.
Thank you, Mr. Gehi, and for the wonderful session that we've had till now.
We are going to continue. We are not ending it. This may go beyond 4.
Yes, sir. I was
the
just
lawyers need to make some more money. And we are going to give them tips how to make money now.
And how they can like
how they can make more money. That's what you're going to talk about. Yes.
Correct. How it can generate more business in terms of like, by using my legal software and our add-on services. So like Mr. Gehi and Rahul correctly said that we provide legal mentorship, and then our software also provides you all the features, including forms, custom forms, calendars, reminders, notifications, and we have client dashboards, several integrations. Other than that, we provide some add-on services. For an example, we provide the bookkeeping service, the form specialists, and the receptionist services. So for an example, if you're a new lawyer and you want to you don't know which person to hire, or you don't want to spend that kind of time on people, so you can definitely contact us, and we can help you with all the setup for the entire office, and you can just focus on the important thing, that is your client. So another thing that we provide to people, if you can allow me just a couple of minutes, because I would want to share my screen and show it to the audience on what they are kind of
Generally, I would not allow it, but you can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so basically we provide the legal tech and digital marketing solutions for the attorneys. In case if you are already having a website, or even if you're not having a website, we can create one for you. Or if you're having a website, then we can help you with the basic maintenance of the entire website. We also help with the SEO part. We can work on both on-site and off-site SEOs. So mostly people neglect this part, Mr. Gehi, that the SEO, the importance of SEO for them. But basically, if you have a searchable website, including the keywords, that is the SEO, then it is very much searchable for the clients. They can just go on the Google and they can just type the keyword and the website would appear. So that's what the on-site SEO does for you, and that's what we can do for you. And another thing, like for an example, if you don't want to optimize if you currently have a website but it's not SEO optimized, then we can provide you a customized a proper website which is specific to your niche, your product, and that this is easy to navigate, so that when your client is on the website, he should know where is the about section, where are the services section, where I can contact people, and it
also,
should be
Anjali, there's something that I'll talk about as the technicality which not many people know about websites. And this I want to add, it's very important for you, since lawyers don't know much about website. You need to know what is black hat, and you should know what is white hat technology when you're looking at website, because all those companies don't even talk to you much, because when your site is not properly done, you won't get a lot of leads, and you're missing out on that. Sometimes you don't rank because the plugins in your WordPress are not okay. You won't rank because exactly Google recognizes that the site is kind of basically not a kosher site. Sometimes when you look at your own website, Google is telling you on your site that this is not a secure site. Look at that and you'll be surprised. You'll just call My Legal Software right away. That means that your guy is not doing a good job who is working on it. And fourthly, on digital, that's another component to make sure as to how many leads you're getting on a daily basis. And folks, one confusion for lawyers, because lawyers are not very tech savvy, digital budgets are always separate. Means what you're paying to Google is separate than what the company is going to charge you. So even if you're working with a good company, if they're asking you to pay for that, spend on that. Because Google is making money there, plus you're paying the monthly fee to the company. So they're not cheating you if you're working with a company. That is kosher, that is correct. They're allowed to do that. So if they're spending money on Facebook, that's fine, but let them know to separate and give a separate bill of how much they spend on Facebook and how much they spend on your service. Never give a company a combined bill, because that's where they actually kind of start getting you. And my legal software can talk to you a lot about the services like websites and everything. And also make sure that when your site is kind of done, make sure you have the right meta tags on the site. I know that this may be sounding different to you guys, like I have a tech background. So the meta tagging is important, because when the guy that you're paying, when you're Googling yourself, it's going to take a good 4 to 6 months for you to come up. But make sure that exactly that the right meta tags are there. And what you need to do from your website company, they will not allow you to do that. Tell them to give you a report as to how kosher your site is. Because Google penalizes you when the site is not okay. And that's something that, people need to work with a good website company. Your next question, please.
Yeah. So also, sir, I'd like to mention Rahul and Mr. Gehi would agree about the importance of social media as well here, because a lot of people these days miss out on having a social media presence, including
especially lawyers who are brilliant, they do.
So we've also seen in our research that a lot of experienced attorneys, a lot of seasoned lawyers also miss out on having a social media presence, which is significantly important considering the influence of Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn on people. So the first thing that people look for, after
no, Anjali, this applies to personal injury lawyers. This also applies to matrimonial lawyers. This applies to every kind of lawyer.
Correct.
And one other thing, Anjali, which I've seen is that people are developing websites. They don't have proper disclaimers. Rahul, can you talk about the ethical importance of disclaimers here?
Yeah.
Ethical, since it's a law-related session.
Yes. So there are a number of issues with disclaimers. One is that lawyers, as we mentioned before, are prohibited from saying or describing themselves in certain ways in advertising. So, for example, with exceptions, you cannot call yourself a specialist in a practice.
Yes, you can, but if that state gives you a specific certification, then you are allowed to use that.
That is one of the exceptions, as well as the exception for patent attorneys. You can also describe your areas of practice, but you can't say that you specialize in one.
Rahul just did some research. Do you know that we found a lot of lawyers, their websites are non-compliant? And there's another thing which lawyers don't know. Do you know the new thing is that the site has to be ADA compliant or the lawyer can be fined, Rahul?
Yes, that is a very important consideration.
The website can become expensive. Please do not go with websites that are not ADA compliant. We used to do ADA work. That's what is ADA? People don't know. I'm so sorry. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, your site has to be compliant with the web consortium, wherein a person who cannot read or the website, you need to make sure that it's in compliance with ADA, because you can be fined up to $15,000 or $20,000 for not being web compliant. Read the ADA carefully about these lawsuits which are going on throughout the country, wherein someone comes on your site and it is, you don't have those tools like JAWS. I'm sure that this might be Gaelic to a lot of lawyers. You need to make sure that JAWS is integrated with the site. So therefore, if a person who is legally blind comes on your site, and if he sees that it's non-compliant, you're looking at a lawsuit. Thank you, folks. We are learning a lot today. I hope make sure that your site is compliant.
Also, Mr. Gehi, I'd like to take this opportunity to mention that we're offering free website audit for people who sign up with My Legal Software. So you can, so for all our viewers and people who are watching us, you can go to the website mylegalsoftware.com and you can leave up your details there.
I'm sure Anjali, people will contact you because they are understanding the importance. And if they don't, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Sorry, today I'm going to continue the session. I know you're already loaded with people. So yes, I'm sorry. As I said, let's talk about the ADA because I've handled cases under the ADA. You will be in federal court and the lawyer will take you there and tell you comply with the site, and you may just wind up with penalties. Folks, check the ADA. Lawyers check the ADA. Very important. Yeah, your site is not going to be $1,000, folks. You may spend $5,000 or $6,000 to develop your site if it's an ADA compliant site. But please do that. Please. In every state that is required, because you'll be in federal court and you'll be spending money, number one. Even a lot of lawyers are not ADA compliant. We'll all look at that. And the third thing which I've seen, prior results do not guarantee future outcome, folks. Is it over there on your website? These are basic requirements, and MYLS helps you to have legal compliance. They do a legally compliant website for you. You can get an audit from Anjali by calling her. And plus, I think you can also get the software. They may have deals, they may work with you. These are ethical issues that you come across. Another thing lawyers need to know of what is false and misleading communication. When you start your legal practice, even if you're a seasoned practitioner, under the ethics rules, if you're putting something which is not true, that is something can be false and misleading communication. Of course, we are not perfect folks, and bar committees do understand that and have the highest regard for every bar committee for what they do all for all of us, but they're expecting us to be compliant. Rule of meta tagging. There was a lawyer, his web guy, you know what he did, Anjali? People will come to you, we are not worried. He wrote on the meta tags inside that, best lawyer in Maryland. Because that guy who is handling your website doesn't have the legal knowledge, you jeopardize your license right there. You're getting clients, but you just need that one call from a client who's disgruntled and says, how the hell do you decide you're a best lawyer? You cannot blame your website provider, folks. Sorry, you are the person in charge of the website. What is your answer to that, folks?
That is a very good point. One of the issues that attorneys face is that there's anything that's prohibited in.
Can you talk about the model, the model code on that, Rahul?
Yes, anything that's prohibited in advertising is also prohibited in your meta tags as well. You can't evade the rules of professional conduct by hiding the prohibited words in the meta tags.
Another thing which we haven't even spoken about, Rahul, that's a fantastic legal session, the FTC rules.
Yes.
What are the fines from the FTC? This is the importance of your website, folks.
I mean, an FTC fine.
And how many of these SEO companies and website companies are actually complying with the FTC rules? And every lawyer is bound by FTC rules. Can you talk about what FCC, ADA, and plus this is what is the research we've done. And this is why MYLS is different. Go ahead, please.
Yes, the FTC is responsible, as you know, for truth in advertising laws and regulations, and it has been fairly aggressive in enforcing them, especially in the past few years. There have been updated rules specifically concerning online testimonials, social media and endorsements, and, you know, having disclaimers for any unexpected relationships between the person giving the testimonial and endorsement and the company that's being endorsed, in this case, a law firm. And in addition to that, attorneys also have duties to former clients regarding confidentiality and privacy when using.
So Rahul, this is what I'm saying, because when people are getting reviews, you know, be very careful. You should get reviews for sure, but make sure don't describe the case in detail. That's what Rahul is trying to tell you, folks. And we are very well-read people. We do our best. And of course, nobody is perfect, folks. And you know what, if you get a little bit of things, you know, you'll get away with it. But why take a chance is the way to go for it. And your best bet, folks, which I've learned from over the years, please be nice to every lawyer. We are all professional friends. We are brothers. Don't destroy the life of another lawyer. It's really not worth it. And especially when you're in litigation, you know, when you're this great litigator, have mercy. Have mercy on the other lawyer, because life is full of learning, folks, because we should all believe in spirituality. And believe it or not, you know what, there's only one thing that differentiates man from God. It's human ego. The day we capture our egos, we'll become gods. And we are not even close to that. And we all have two hearts. Do you guys know that? One is a good heart and one is a bad heart. So make sure that your good heart works better than your bad heart when you are dealing with that situation wherein you want to literally kill the other lawyer. And I know some of you were watching are brilliant lawyers, because you know what, one thing which I've learned is, you know, just to let you all know, I'm not bragging my trumpet. I'm serving as the advisor to the president of Suriname, which is a very high position. But every morning I try to look at the ground and I tell the Almighty to give me the courage to stay grounded. I'm still a small fish in the big ocean. I'm not as big as you all are, but the little that I've achieved in my life, I try to control and balance my ego, folks. So help other lawyers, help other people, help everyone. One other thing which Rahul would like to say openly, compare this product with other competitors in the market openly. And I think Anjali is okay with that. You can compare this with DocketWise. You can compare this with INS Zoom. You can compare this with Clio and then make your decision. and then you decide whether you like this. You'll be surprised. What you need to do is to just take a demo. And if you need a website, call her. You want your SEO to be managed, you will see the difference. And of course, there are no promises made, but there are, as I said, legal issues which are involved in your website. And when legal issues get involved, you may just lose out for nothing when your site is not handled by someone who doesn't know the disclaimers, who doesn't know ADA. Look at the importance of your website with the legal requirements of the law. Look at state consumer laws. Are you in compliance with state consumer laws? Are you in compliance with FTC? This is what my legal software brings to the market. Something different, which is kind of, yes, unheard of. And not many lawyers even know that exactly. You gave your website to a Tom, Dick, and Harry. He's handling your site. Is he compliant? That's the first thing you need to look at. Rahul, any questions? Anjali, what do you like to say for the next few minutes? And we are going to have a session 2. We still have a lot more to cover. Next week, we'll have a session 2 of this, of exactly the session 2 is going to be how to start your first case, and for people, and we'll cover 3 areas. One is going to be for beginners. Second is going to be for people who want to start the first federal case. And third is going to be for intermediaries who have this practice in immigration and they're taking off a different case in a different area. What is the intake sheet? Why is that intake sheet from your client so important? We'll be displaying an intake sheet for you to see how the intake becomes very important when you're starting your first new case. And the books that you're going to talk about, right from the importance of using great books like Fragment, Delvey and Burns and Matthew Bender, we're going to talk about what books are the actual books that are going to help you to pinpoint yourself in the right direction. MYLS is not only about us, it's about having the best tools in the market for you to make sure that you grow your practice. We keep it as straight as possible and as simple as possible. Anjali.
So a couple of feedbacks that we received from the previous demos and the clients that we had, that it's very easy to use. People who, even if you're not tech savvy, or even if you've not used any software before, previously, we provide a proper training for the software, as well as the software is so easy to use that if you look at the dashboard, just by looking at it, you'll know which feature has to be used where. And if you are willing to have a look at the software, please give me a call. You can give My Legal Software a call at 212-390-9493. You can also drop me an email at anjali@mylegalsoftware.com. Alternatively, you can always go on the website, schedule a meeting. There is a schedule a demo link. You can schedule your meeting there. Even if not that, just leave your information on the website. We'll get in touch with you.
Simple, you can call Anjali at the number or just schedule a demo by going on the site or something. That's really easy. And you can take it further. And it's a free demo. I don't know what people are going to lose by just calling you for a free
zero
demo.
obligation demo and zero obligation. We also provide trials for the qualified clients. So in case if you are willing to have a look at the software, there is a zero obligation trial. It's a zero obligation demo. So whoever is interested, or if you're looking forward for growing your practice tremendously, then I think lawyers should definitely.
Also, you have 2 products, right? One is GP software for general practice lawyers, like matrimonial lawyers, personal injury lawyers. And folks, very important. Anyone wants to speak, welcome to come in and speak and grow your practice. As I said, our previous speaker has gotten client. So you may get clients if you're interested in, but the best person to get in touch is with Anjali, not with me, and she may be happy to help you. Rahul, the next session is intakes. Most lawyers don't have proper intake sheets. And then what happens that you file the wrong cases. The paralegal is not in sync with the lawyer. We're going to talk about the importance of a proper paralegal, importance of a proper legal brief. What should a proper legal brief contain when you're doing litigation work? What are things which are missed out? Why the facts should be simplified? Why you should not write too much in your facts? How much should you write in your facts? In your facts? We are going to use the KISS formula. You know what KISS is, folks? Rahul, what's KISS? Not the KISS that you guys are thinking about. What is KISS?
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Yes, keep it safe and simple.
Safe and simple, yeah.
The KISS formula of how that works. How IRAC is very important, again, what you learn from your law school. And how do you plead your case in the courtroom? What differentiates you from a regular lawyer and a good lawyer? and your preparation. Why is that so important in the courtroom? And how respectful you've got to be to a judge. Treat the judiciary with the highest respect, because folks, our job is to administer justice. Our job is not to win cases. This is the biggest problem that we have as attorneys in the profession, because we go out there with this thing that we want to win cases. We can do our best, but we need to respect the legal system of the United States. Respect every judge, respect every clerk. Learn to say I'm sorry to the judge, even if you're right. Even if you're right, sometimes admit that it's okay, judge, I'm so sorry. It's okay, but say I'm sorry without prejudice to my rights. Look at what I did. I put the law in there. I'm so sorry without prejudice to my rights. You protected yourself. These are things which you're going to learn from me of how you bring. Assuming arguendo is another word which is not used properly in the courtroom, because you're not admitting anything before the court when you're arguing your case. Assuming arguendo. How many of you use those words? Without prejudice to my client's right when you're going to appeal, when you know that the immigration officer messed up and you're filing an appeal, but you're still preserving your rights, that you're not admitting of what was done was right or wrong. Tricks, techniques is what makes you a good lawyer. Thank you, folks. And again, I must repeat, this session is for informational purposes, does not constitute legal advice. Next one is going to be an advanced session for people who want to learn drills in the courtroom, want to have the art of argument. Rahul will be talking about the drafting, of why drafting is so important and how do you draft. And we are going to talk about litigation, not only about immigration. We'll take an example about labor law next time, Rahul. So we'll have one immigration brief and we'll talk about labor law. So please don't think that we are only going to talk about immigration here. Very soon we'll also be talking about matrimonial law. It's just a question of time. So Anjali, it's your time before we leave. And we've gone a little over. And what's your number, Anjali, people who have to reach you?
Yeah, you can reach out to me at 212-390-9493. Also, you can drop an email to me at Anjali@mylegalsoftware. That's ANJALI@mylegalsoftware.com.
So
Thank you
folks,
so much
get
for
ready
today.
to start your practice. Get ready to add another segment to your practice. And remember, your website should be compliant under the ADA. Please look up the ADA after you leave from here. Look up the FTC very carefully. Look at the state laws and make sure that your site is compliant. Make sure that your SEO is compliant. Please do not use that you are the number one lawyer on the face of this earth. You violated the canon of ethics, right? Oh, I told my guy to handle it. No, you are responsible, sir. Thank you, folks. And Rahul, what next session is going to be about?
Labor law.
No, it'll be on immigration and labor law.
Okay.
And we are going to talk about the value of the intake sheet, the value of drafting properly and pleading properly, and then argument. And in between, we'll be talking about that. So actual workshops will be conducted. And I think Rahul will have to have some material ready. So folks, thank you so much to MYLS again, to Anjali specifically for bringing this up. And the good thing is, as you're seeing, the number of viewers is increasing a lot. And spread the word, share this video, and also what you can do for new lawyers especially, join, start your own practice. Existing lawyers, grow your practice. What you need to do is just spend that time to make the phone call to Anjali and she'll tell you the rest. Thank you, folks. And we'll be back again next week. And the topic is going to be, let's put the topic up right now. Workshop on client intake.
Workshop on client intake, how to plead, and how to draft.
And how to draft your new
and
cases.
Prepare briefs, yeah.
And legal research.
Correct.
So that's going to be the topic. And we'll be back again next week. Stay tuned for next Thursday. Share this video, like us on Facebook, and above all, call the number. And exactly what it takes is just a phone call, folks. Don't shy away, just call and get the information you need. And don't forget, if you want to be a speaker, more than welcome to join us. But with due respect, as you know, we are only selecting very limited and few speakers. And we want people who are very good in researching statutes. If you're a personal injury lawyer, you've done some trials, we want you here. If you're a matrimonial lawyer, we want you here because you're going to get referrals from all the lawyers who are attending here. And we'll spread the word because your picture will be put up on our kind of portfolios on YouTube and everything.
On the
And
website
people are
as well.
going and people are getting business. Thank you, folks.
Thank
We'll
you.
be
Thank
back
you,
again
Rahul.
next week.
Thank you,
Thank
Rahul,
you.
for joining. Thank you, Mr. Gay, for joining. See you in the next session. Have
Thank
a great day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.